Hello, this is Mike from Mike Thinks, and I wanted to make a video about the fundamental process of learning. Some people go to school and learn more advanced topics in college and they go proceed on to graduate school, but at the very heart of learning is just the fundamental act of asking questions and being curious about life. We, in this world of technology, surrounded by all these digital devices and the Internet of Things, which is growing at just such a rapid pace, it's hard to keep track of. Have the ample opportunity, have the not just ample, but just crazy opportunity to even just ask any question we want. And people get so frustrated, especially students sometimes. They're confused about, how do I get this information? Where do I find this? Do I use these books behind me? Do I use reference books in the library? Where can I get this information? Sometimes you can just ask a question to Google. And that's why I'm starting this whole series of Ask Google. And that's what part of this little series will be, of just short videos. This video will be the longest just because I'm introducing the whole concept, but this stems from a experience I had years ago while working in a laboratory for a big shot researcher who runs a large research program. I was sitting in the lab and I was waiting for him to come by to check on my progress, and I started getting nervous and about reporting to him, and his time was so valuable. And he came by and he sat down next to me. He said, "Mike, what do you have to show me? What are your results?" And I gave him an update as to the status of our current investigation. And he said, "Okay, what's this?" He asked about a certain parameter in this instrument I was using. And I said, "I don't know what the parameter is. Do you know what the parameter is?" I expected him to know just off the top of his head. I don't know why I expected that, but he responded and he said, "No," looked at me like I was crazy. He said, "I don't carry these values around. Ask Google." And I just was blown away. He said, "Do it. Get your computer out." I got my computer out and he said, "Ask the question." And I just said, "Okay, what's the power level for carbon on this type of system?" The question's not important at this moment. I hit enter and I got a series of results. He said, "Click on that result right there. Just let's read that paper and look through there." He mined through the paper, looked through just real quick. He said, "Oh, there's a power level. Try that." I was blown away. And that's really at the fundamental heart of learning. Just asking questions. We have all these devices and we're so scared we get caught up. Most of us just play video games or Candy Crush or we listen to podcasts instead of actually doing just little mini investigations. And we have all this power in our hands to be able to ask the questions that we want or are just kind of just randomly interested in. So I'm going to do this right now just to show you, and then we'll continue on the series. I'll make little 1 to 2 minute videos of just me doing just a short inquiry using Google, just to show people, just start asking questions, okay? Because that really is at the fundamental heart of learning, is just the ability to ask a question and even asking a search engine. So with that in mind, I'll pause the video. I'm going to point it towards the computer and then we're going to ask a question. Here I show a web browser open. Google is a search engine we're using. And just as an example, I'm going to type in a question, just something that came up while I was cooking with my wife the other night. She said, "What is the temperature at which chicken is good for cooking chicken on the stovetop? What temperature is chicken done? Actually, see this on the stovetop or on the oven. How about that? In the oven. Right here, see? You get the example of clearly stated right here, not even having to look further in, further down to see any other results. You just get right here 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You test it with a thermometer then to check. You can pull it out of the oven, check it to see if it's at 165. If not, put it back in the oven for a little bit longer. This is an example of the simplicity that you have right here to just ask a question and get a result. Sometimes there's a result right here. Sometimes you have to go further down and investigate the problem further. All right, so that's an example of just a simple search, and I hope you will feel somewhat liberated to open up a web browser and start asking questions as complicated or as easily as you would like. Because really, any investigation starts with asking multiple questions or just a single question and starting to see where the answer lies. Then you can, of course, evaluate the resources that you're using to answer the questions, whether they're legitimate or not, or how much reinforced verification those sources have. Are they legitimate? Are they really well investigated? Are they referenced well? But at the very start, it just starts with just asking a question, being curious. So feel free to open up a web browser and start asking questions, even if it's just something as simple as what temperature is chicken done at in an oven. Hope you enjoy. The series will start now. Cheers. Have a good weekend. Bye.